Everybody, welcome to Midas Touch Baby, House of the Dragon review. My very first review ever of the series, so be patient with me. This is season 2, episode 1, A Son for a Son review. Now, we know if you watch the original season of Game of Thrones, we know that this right here took place way before the Game of Thrones. So if you never ever seen season 1, I would suggest that you guys go back and watch season 1 of House of the Dragon on HBO Max. With that being said, let's get into tonight's episode. So tonight we had a recap of going back of what happened in the previous season and how this whole feud began. We know Rhaenyra is supposed to be queen, right? But we look, we just know. Okay, and we have to pick a side. You gotta choose a side, the black or the greens. You know which one I'm going for, the blacks. So anyway, I know it's a little early in the game, but I'm really for her. Okay, because she's really supposed to be queen. Anyway, so let's get into this show because I don't want to be before you guys long because I still owe you Power season 4, episode 3. Okay? So let's get into it. This is Prince Jace Targaryen and Prince and Lord Kragan Stark. Kragan Stark, of what you know, is from the House of Ned Stark lineage. Okay? So go back and watch the original Game of Thrones and get all that because your girl ain't giving it to you tonight. Anyway, Jace came there on behalf of his mother, Queen Rhaenyra, on trying to get people to come and fight the war with them. And Craig and Stark was like, look, the North remembers, we got you. But here's the catch. We need our men that we have right here to stay here because we need them to fight the war. And the war is not with the living. Catch that, everybody. He's speaking about with who? The dead. We know what he's talking about, but you know what, Mr. Targaryen, Prince Targaryen, he don't know. And the less he know, the better off he is right now. But the Raven had came with some devastating news to let Prince Jace know that his brother was murdered. And you know what? Lord Stark changed his mind. You're gonna see later on in the episode that they decided to give 2,000 men in of support of the war. Now, let's get into this one. So, my girl Reyes and Daemon, they was up here talking. Daemon seen this woman just coming on her dragon, hot, tired, dirty, flying in the air. It still amazes me that they can fly dragons. Anyway, he's going to try to get her to get up from being tired and her tired dragon to go and fight for the war. And she was like, no. And he was like, well, Rhaenyra is not here. And she said, well, she's grieving. He said, she's needed here. She's grieving the loss of her son, who she found out by Raven that is dead. The same way I found out my daughter was dead by Raven with you. I tell you, man, some people can be so insensitive and so cruel. But when he gonna die? And I didn't read the book. So when he gonna die? There go my girl Rhaenyra. She had found the remains of her son. And it's very heartbreaking to see this because I'm not a mother, but I know what it's like to lose somebody. And I can't imagine what a parent feels like to lose their child. So this was a heartbreaking and tough scene to watch. But girl, I got you. We got you over here. And look at that dragon. That dragon. That's one thing I do love about the dragons. The dragons and their owners. When they see their owners crying, they are right there. It was like, yo, I'm crying too. And you heard the dragon "Arr!" crying with her. I hope y'all like my sound effects. Well, that's how I act. Well, anyway, this was such a touching scene, and it was hard for me to watch, but I enjoy it. And let's go to my favorite person. Hey, Queen Helena. And yeah, King Aegon, the second Targaryen. Yeah, what's up? I can't stand him, right? Because he ain't never want to be king. And now that he became king, he's a jackbutt. Well, anyway, she is such a sweet person, and he's up here like, where's my son, the prince? He has to start learning the government business, and I want him to sit in on the council. And she told him, I'm afraid of the rats. And everybody looking around like, where the rats at? Where the rats at? And he was up here. He tried to use a little humor because he know his wife is very special. He knows she's special, but you know what? Don't try to play her to the left, because you know what? He was like, don't worry about it. They know not to come here. He meaning the dragons. But she was talking about them damn rats. She was talking about the rats. And look how beautiful and innocent she is. I ain't gonna lie to you. If they make her character wicked, I'm gonna be devastated, because she's one of the most sweetest people I've seen on this darn show ever. And I mean, like the whole Game of Thrones history. She's just so sweet. You know, you just want to hug her. Poor thing. Anyway, her husband's a jackbutt, and we can't wait for him to die. Hear his whore of a mother. Allison and Sir Christian Cole. Ain't it so funny how last season she was all judgmental of our girl Rhaenyra for messing with him? She was up here condemning her, and she was getting on him, talking about how he is not living right and he need to do right by the God. And who would have thought that they was up here gonna be bumping and grinding all throughout the kingdom? Them two. Nasty. You know what? That's why you can't trust people who tell you not to be with somebody, because sometimes they want who you want deep down inside. Like Mary J. Blige said, deep down inside. Deep down inside. And she wanted that man. She got him. And she's like, I got him. I got my Dornish man. But guess what? You got him in secrecy, because you darn well know you can't come in person. Let's move on to the small council. Sir Tynan Lannister is about to go off. He going through with this little young prince right here. That little boy there was so bad, and King Aegon was over it. He was over there looking like a proud papa. And his grandfather in leadership, he was just like, whatever. And look how he's looking at his son. The grandfather always got an opinion. Ain't nobody ask you. I know that you got a title, but sometimes you can be quite overbearing. And he was overbearing for me to watch on this episode. Because if I could, I would throw a rock at him and bust him in the head. But I don't want to bust up my TV. Anyway, so there my girl, Allison. Mm-mm. Girl, you know what? You always been under your father's reckoning. And look how the king looking like. If this man do not shut the hell up, I'm trying to rule here. He always got to rain on my parade. And you know what's so funny? His grandfather has no authority over the title. And his grandfather is trying to rule as if he is the king. And you know what? Sometimes you bring people in to make them feel good. Sometimes you got to cut them at their knees. So you know what? I can't wait till he get rid of him. And that little boy was just such a handful. Lannister, they was telling him, why don't you give him a pony ride? He likes to go for a ride. What? What? That little bad sucker need to go in the nursery. Matter of fact, why don't you have your son sitting next to you so he can learn how to do the business that you want him to learn? Go have him over there torturing that man. So after the small council meeting, here Clubfoot right here. I can't stand him. Is it me? And am I the only one thinking something weird about Clubfoot? Because Clubfoot, he's weird. He is weird. And you know what? I believe that he be watching Allison. I believe he be watching her and Sir Christian Cole getting it in. I'm telling you, it's something weird about him. I'm going to have to go back to the last season. So anyway, we up here now watching the king up here going to meet with the common folk. And there his granddaddy always interceding and interfering, and he just making a mess out of everything. Let the man be a man of the people sometimes, because we know he's really a tyrant deep down inside. But oh no, the grandfather got to step in and try to ruin everything. And look at Clubfoot. Look at Clubfoot. See who's right there. That's Clubfoot. You see him? Clubfoot is always somewhere. And I'm telling you, something ain't right about him. We know what's wrong with Clubfoot. Wasn't Clubfoot behind all those people getting killed in the first season? We gonna find out what's going on with Clubfoot. Clubfoot, I don't know. Maybe I should go read the book, but I don't want to ruin it for myself. Anyway, there go that grandpappy just being a pain in the behind. Everything the king wants to do for the people. He's like, no, my king, you can't do this, you can't do that. And you know, he was like, look, I just try to make sure that we are good in with the people. What is wrong with the king? Making sure that the people is good with him. He just want to be a good ruler. And look at him. He just sitting there looking so sad, like, oh, I can't wait till this old man leave. When am I going to get rid of him? He looks so miserable. But see, that's why Clubfoot stepped in. I still don't trust Clubfoot. I still don't trust Clubfoot, everybody. Do y'all hear me? Do anybody trust Clubfoot? Come on, comment below and tell me what's up, what's the real deal with Clubfoot. Because I could have sworn last season he was behind some foolishness. They're the people up there talking about my king. This is the guy here that all his sheep was up there. His sheep was stolen. Okay, it was taken by the throne. And he was like, he need his sheep because, he got to survive and he got to provide a living for him and his family. Initially, the king was like, we're going to restore your sheep and we're going to make sure you're good. But oh no, the grandfather stepped in. And here's my other man. I think his name is his Hull. Hull. I think it's Hull. I gotta find out his name. Well, you know what? He came, and I was really digging him because for the simple fact that he was saying that, look, king, we need the money in advance to make the things that you need because for the war, or we can't make it. And his grandfather tried to intercede or interfere on that one too. His grandfather ain't want to get a man the money. And you know what? His grandfather is trifling. But you know what? I'm glad that he said, nope, I'm going to give you the money. His name was Hugh. That's his name. He going to give Hugh the money to make sure that the weapons are needed because they need it for the war. And Hugh really needs it. But we're going to see what happened in the next episode. Because something went left when Hugh getting the money. Something went left, and we're going to talk about it. And like I said, Clubfoot is somewhere in the wings looking. You got to be watching out for these snakes in your lives, ladies and gentlemen, because some people that you think is in your life for good ain't no good, like Clubfoot. So be careful when meeting a Clubfoot in your life. Cut them out. Anyway, so Clubfoot was up there in there, and eventually Clubfoot gonna get a title. But we're gonna talk about his title later. Look at Clubfoot getting in his man's ear, in the king's ear. He was like, look, let me tell you what's going on. Your grandfather was hand to the king to three sitting kings. Three. One, two, three, three. Don't you think it's time for you to have your own way, your own path? I'm paraphrasing it, y'all. Don't quote me word for word. And he was basically saying, you know what? I think it's time for your grandfather to step aside for, your grace to have the things that he need. And he was like, yeah, I think so. He was like, yeah, I think it's time. He's been in that position for a long time. And he's overstepping his stuff right there, your honor, your grace. And your grace, what do you think about that? And our man gave the look like this. He's giving me some sound advice here. And he's right. I am tired of my grandfather. He's always trying to tell us what to do, as if he's the king. He's not the king, but I'm the king. I'm going to have to set him all the way together. Give me a little bit of time. I'm going to get him straight. And I can't wait because it's coming up, y'all. Let me tell y'all. I'm telling y'all right now. It's in one of my next two reviews. Y'all going to find out. And look at my girl, White Worm. White Worm came back. Girl, White Worm said, let me get the hell out of here. Because you know what the Hightowers did to her home. They torched it. But you know what? Otto, he going to reap what he sow. Can't stand Otto. Can't stand his daughter either. Wish we could throw them all in the trash. But you know what? We're going to go with it. Who did she see? Mr. Judge and Jury, Daemon himself. I can't wait for Daemon to die. And I hope it's a painful death. I hope it's a slow death. I hope it's a slow and painful death. I don't want nothing quick. I don't even want the dragon to eat him. I want the dragon to go, like burn him. I wish they would say Chikaras. You remember when they used to say that in Game of Thrones? That's what I want. So Daemon is giving my man Eric a hard time. Like, yeah, none of this would happen if you would have did what you're supposed to do and killed the king. Really? Daemon, why you ain't killed the king? Daemon wants everybody. Let me tell you about Daemon. Daemon should have never been with Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra was a young girl and she got played. And she should have never been with him. And not to mention, that's her uncle. And that's just right nasty. So Rhaenyra came back. But that's still her uncle. Ain't that nasty? I know this is not real. But there's some parts of the world where stuff like that is real. And I just think it's real nasty and conniving and horrible this man is. And did I tell you I can't wait for him to die? I'm going to keep saying it. I can't wait for him to die. I can't wait for him to die. I think I'm going to have a party when he die. Anyway, so he went back to White Worm to ask White Worm, yo, I know you know a way into the kingdom. And I know you got your little birds and people around there. I need you to tell me how I can get in and point me in the right direction. You know my girl ain't want to point him nowhere, right? She is so too fit to be tired with him. Because you know what? He used her. If you watched last season, he act like he was going to marry her. He ain't marry her. He fooled that girl. And he was using her to bait Rhaenyra and to make Rhaenyra jealous. See, he's trifling. Trifling. And look at my girl. She's up here. Let me go pray to the gods. What gods you praying to? Because you up here lying. You're trifling and you're nasty. Sleeping with the man. And know you married. Oh, no, you're not married no more. Your husband dead. But you still trifling. So there go Daemon at the kingdom. He done snuck in, y'all. He done paid the guard. Yeah, honey. He gave some little money to the guard. Because don't forget, White Worm told him who to talk to. White Worm, Rhaenyra's gonna get you, girl. But I hope she don't. So White Worm done told him who to talk to. Oh, there go the rat catcher. Now, in the beginning of the episode, we seen him catching rats. And he about to catch a case. That's the rat catcher. Remember when our girl said, I'm not scared of the dragons. I'm scared of the rats. That's what she's talking about. See, let me tell you something. She must have had a premonition or a vision about this man coming to her. And see, there go the guard that Daemon had paid at the gate. And he was like, I hear that you have a strong dislike for the high towers. And he was like, F the high towers. I know that's right. Stand 10 toes down. I can't stand them either. But I went there try to kill nobody. So Daemon was telling them that he wanted to kill his nephew that went and killed Rhaenyra's son. He clearly said who it was, right? I don't remember him saying just any man, any male heir. And there he go right there. You know they coming for you, Aemon. So Aemon's sitting there chilling. He's talking to Sir Christian Cole. Aemon, please don't waste your time talking to him because Christian Cole ain't nothing good. I hope you kill him. Look at me. I just want everybody dead. That ain't right. But I'm interested though. Anyway, so the rat catcher, which is blood and cheese, they going through the tunnels in the castle. They going where the rats go at, which is through the tunnels and through the water. And you see a little dog at the bottom of the screen. Got the little doggy with him because you know what? That's his dog. That's his only family member right there. And that dog was guarding him. And look, he was like, yeah. And he saw something that scared him. He saw the castle with fire on it. That scared him. That should have told him right then and there, double back, leave that big and tall man, get the hell out of there, and go warn somebody. Say somebody trying to kill the king and the queen. I would have did that because I ain't going to kill nobody. Okay, not me. So they're the big tall guy, the guard, with a rat cage, acting like he's going to go catch some rats. First of all, you know darn well he ain't catching no rats at nighttime. So why he there with a rat catch? To be a rat catcher at nighttime. I ain't never heard no rat catcher coming at nighttime. I heard they was coming in the daytime. Y'all let me know. Because that was suspicious and long. And look, he got caught by the handmaiden. Why the handmaiden ain't bust a move? She ran, right? But why she ain't scream? She saw this man look suspicious because she know this was not the regular rat catcher. Why she didn't yell? Why didn't she go for help? She just stood there, dumbfounded, and then she ran. But then there was a struggle, y'all. This is the heartbreaking part right here. I can't talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. My favorite girl, the queen, got caught by the rat catcher. And the rat catcher was like, don't scream. You better not scream. Where is the prince? Where is the prince? And look at the prince. Isn't he so cute sleeping, the cute little baby? You know you gotta be a low down MF to say I'm gonna kill a child. Well, anyway, blood and cheese are we gonna get this child because we already got half the money and we gotta get the other half of the cash. Cause you know we're a little strapped for money right now. So blood and cheese was like, yeah, we're gonna kill the child. But before they kill it, they had to ask her, which one? Which one is the prince? And she at first was hesitant, but she raised that finger up to point to the prince. because she got to save. She couldn't save both her kids, but she had to save one of her kids. She had to save one. And she pointed to her son. And it was so terrifying. Look at my girl. Oh my God. That's the way I look too, girl. When they started, I couldn't put the video up for you guys. I couldn't put the image up for you guys. It was too graphic. Because I ain't want y'all to see that baby get killed. I ain't want y'all to even hear it. I ain't want y'all to hear it. It was too much for me to hear. What I had to do, I had to put my TV on mute. I had to put the sound on mute on my computer. I had to put everything on mute. Everything had to be on mute because I couldn't take it. So my girl ran. When she saw them killing her son, the tears filled her eyes like it filled my heart. Mm. Oh my God. Y'all don't know. I know this is just a TV show, but I felt that thing. I felt it. I felt her pain. Oh, she's a good actress. And she was up there with tears in her eyes, y'all. And she took off running with her surviving baby. And she went to her mother. Her mama was having relations with Sir Kristen Cole, and she was on top. But I didn't put that image up there because I didn't want to put that image up there. And she was up there in the bed with Sir Christian Cole. And she's looking in shock like, why are you in here? Did you see me? She wasn't even thinking about what happened. She thinking about, did this girl see me? And my girl was just sitting there hugging her baby and covering her baby eyes to the surviving child. Because she know death done came. And then her mother was like, what happened? What happened? And she went, oh, they killed the boy. They killed the boy. And how did we go from two friends like this to now having a full out battle? One who always wanted to be queen and one who was destined to be queen. How did we go from this to war? Well, that's all I got for you for right now, ladies and gentlemen. I hope